Hi, good evening. My name is Andrew Proctor. I'm the Executive Director of Literary Arts. It's a great pleasure to have Tracy Kidder here with us here for Portland Arts and Lectures. And I have a couple of questions that were asked over Facebook. One of them is from Laura Moulton, one of our actual writers and schools teachers. And her question is, in Mountains Beyond Mountains, she felt struck by the perfect balance between Paul Farmer's story and your own impressions and experiences. And how do you decide or balance how much of yourself to allow in a nonfiction narrative?
Well, I don't have a rule that would cover all stories, because every story asks for something different. I think in this case, I know in this case it was quite a deliberate decision at a certain point. My editor, I don't know, around the 4th or 5th draft said there's a problem. It's called the problem of goodness, and it was really a tonal problem. And the problem was essentially that if you a person like Paul Farmer can cause a certain kind of psychological discomfort, I think, through no fault of his own. I mean, because he's so gifted and so self-sacrificing and so passionate about his cause. And it seemed to us, my editor and I, to me, that it would be, it was necessary to have a first-person narrator, not for the purposes of, I wasn't trying to be self-revelatory, but to give the reader a kind of proxy, and every man to explain him to you, and also to react to him, respond to him in the way that I genuinely did, of course, but in a way that I think also, I expect some readers to. So that at certain points you could say, look, I think this guy's probably making you feel uneasy now. He's making me feel uneasy too. He was making me feel uneasy at this point. And here's what I think about my uneasiness and its causes. And I mean, ultimately, the idea was to make you see him clearly, to get rid of irritating self-reflection, and to ultimately to make him as palatable to a reader as he was to me, and as real. So, it wasn't, and so there was a little sub-narrative about my own struggle with his outsized virtue, but that wasn't the point of the book. I hope I've made myself clear.
No, that's great. That's incredibly interesting. I mean, the idea that first-person narrator is essentially a conduit into the story.
Yeah, and I mean, choice of point of view is one that you have to make according to that. I mean, I think you have to let the story dictate to you.
Right. Absolutely. Well, the other question we have from Facebook that I'll read tonight is from Linda Leyva, and she wanted an update on Deo Gracia.
Deo's doing fine. In fact, he called me today while I was being driven down from Seattle to Portland. He's doing fine. He's really doing well. He's back in medical school, but he's still half managing the clinic and really the health system in Kigutu. It really has become a health system in Kigutu. He isn't really managing it, but he has his finger on its pulse, perhaps a little too much in my view, but he's going to be fine. He's, I think, the long delay in his medical education was, you can mostly account for it with the need, his feeling that he needed to build this clinic. And it's built, and it's functioning very, pretty well for a nascent clinic. I mean, this organization, Village Healthworks, needs, has to raise its own money, and it's still pretty young, and it needs more money.
Right.
But that said, he seems fine to me, and I think it won't be too long before he's Dr. Deo, and he'll probably be back there working most of the time.
Right. Well, thank you very much for taking the time. We're really looking forward to your talk, which is about to go on in about an hour. So we'll see you on the stage of the Schnitz.
Yeah,
again.
at the Schnitz. Huh?
Yeah.